Hello, everyone out there. This is the cast of The Drunk Knight, and welcome to their very first live streaming event.
Allie Blake Way says, how does it feel to be the Drunk Knight?
It feels amazing. I mean, now, as the character and as the actual creator of the character, you know, it's a very twofold good feeling because this is a character that I've wanted to do for several years now, and to see it blow up in the way that it has and to kind of be taken as far as I've seen it go, it's been a real pleasure. But as far as like portraying the character, for me, it's an honor for me to take up the mantle of the Bat in any shape or form.
Next question is from Official Iron Girl HF, and these are underscores in between the words. Mm-hmm. How did you even come up with the idea, and what inspired you to post them on Instagram?
And I'll say, too, Iron Girl, I do recognize you. You have been there pretty much with us since the beginning, so thank you for that. And as far as coming up with the idea, this is literally the exact story, and I believe I told it on the Brothers Bear podcast also, but I'll gladly recount it.
Shout out.
Yep, definitely. And we are planning on going back on their show pretty soon. But basically how it happened was, you know, The Dark Knight had just come out. I was really heavy into that movie, practically in love with it. I could recite it word for word. But basically what had happened was I was just in my house. Dad was watching 2.5 Men. To this day, I still don't know what he sees in that show. But as he was watching, there was this episode on where Charlie Sheen's brother, his character, was out on a date with a girl, and she was up on this table in this restaurant just saying that she was Batman for some reason. And the thought kind of came to me like, what if I was like that when I was drunk? And then the idea just kind of rolled around in my head of like, nah, I'd probably be an awesome Batman if I got drunk. So then the premise came about where the idea was my character, I get drunk, think I'm Batman, but do my job way too well.
Yeah, I had very minimal creation with the show up until we started doing the Instagram stuff. Like before, it was usually him and, like we said, our friend Shamir writing it and stuff, and they shot a little bit of stuff, but they didn't get too far, and they had some issues with that. And then for a while, it was just not a dead project. We really didn't even talk about it that much, and we had joked around for months probably about bringing it back and stuff. And then I mentioned to him this idea about like Instagram video, and not even talking about doing Drunk Night, but doing some kind of Instagram video because, you know, in my eyes, it was similar to like a YouTube thing where, like, you know, how they had the sub boxes where you just kind of scroll down. And I noticed how people like on their phones just spend like all day, you know, going through, you know, Instagram users go through like, you know, scrolling up and down or whatever on the timeline or whatever. So I thought like it'd be perfect for people to find the content because they scroll through their entire timeline or whatever it's called, their feed or whatever, looking for stuff. So I feel like, you know, 15-second content, you can watch it on the go, in the car, on a plane, on your way to school. Quick 15-second content you can watch like daily, and I just thought it was perfect, and no one was doing it at all, and still not a lot of people doing it. So we just thought it'd be something cool. And also, like, with YouTube, it's very crowded and stuff, so we also, like, thought this would be... Rick? Where'd you go? We thought it'd be cool because, like, no one was really doing it, no one was on it at all, so just something fresh and new also. You know, it's also a challenge for me as a writer and as a videographer and director and everything, so it was a challenge. Really, it was just a cool thing to kind of conquer and explore.
Yeah. And Rob is just essentially an extension of my personality. I think they did this on purpose because I am that kind of person. Like, I'm that person that's just like, oh, come on, man, let's just do it. Like, why are you guys arguing about it? Let's just go. Come on. Don't be punks about it. So, to an extent, Rob is a little bit a version of me.
Well, I definitely have to step out of my comfort zone to be, like, true Nick Jackson. I mean, I guess I just put myself in this mindset where I just don't give a shit about anything. I don't care who's around me. I'll say whatever I want. I'll scream as loud as I want. I'll laugh as loud as I want. Yeah.
Well, I kind of feel like it's the same thing with me and Troy, where you guys kind of brought like the way how you wrote the character out was similar to our personality, and so I'm a really goofy guy, and I have my little goofy ways, my voices and stuff, and I feel like you guys worked around that really well. And actually, I feel like this character, we brought a lot, like things were more intense when we shot with this, and I've never really acted on that kind of level before, so that was definitely a new experience for me. And oh yeah, I just feel like right now there's a lot more action going on with Iceman than there was before, and that's what I feel like bringing to the show. So
Yeah.
So I'm not sure exactly how much I'm at liberty to say about my character, but yes, I do have to say I have brought the emotion in, not the emotion, but the energy of yelling, especially yelling curse words that I had no intentions of. But some people told me, hey, we need someone to bring some emotion. So I said, I'll go out of the comfort zone also, because usually I mess up my lines. I don't usually yell at the TV or the camera, but I was like, you know what? I should. What do you mean? It's a. But yes, actually, so yes. My character, I realized for the first couple episodes, I don't know how many of the first couple episodes, we really didn't have anybody that was like that character that brought that energy, that screaming and yelling, to the offset, the balance of, the chaos, Actually, it's been really great because it helps me realize, like, hey, adding emotion to a character is really fun to do because you get to see yourself look like I'm going to use a curse word here, an asshole or an ass out of yourself, and it just puts you out of that comfort zone, all right? And it's actually pretty great because you learn from the experience of putting yourself out of the comfort zone because usually I don't act, all right? I am not an actor. I have what's called I can't make S faces, and what are those? Sad, serious, simple. Like, I can't do it. My character, he's more of he's not sure exactly what to make this whole drunk night situation, On one hand, he wants to help support Joe as a friend, but on the other hand, he knows the reality is Joe can't be doing what he's doing. And I like the whole symbolism we have going with alcoholism and how alcohol can help drive away your friends, all right? That's like the real life. It's a problem, it's an addiction, and you can drive friends away.
Question is from someone named
Good old D Hussein 98, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Now, this guy, he's actually a friend of mine on the Wii U, and ever since I posted the picture that I drew as like a way to kind of celebrate, then he's been following pretty consistently. Thank you. So shout out to you, buddy. And his question is, if you could change the hero, what other hero would you use? For me, it's kind of torn between maybe a Superman. I'm a fan of Spawn. That's another good one because he's a very atmospheric, very dramatic character.
Neil Caraballo asks, would you ever think about switching over to YouTube to be able to make longer content that's more than 15 seconds? And would be able to start using digital effects, explosions, and maybe do some super-powered villains in future episodes. By the way, keep it up. Great work. Ben Affleck needs to take notes.
It was originally created for YouTube way back with the original draft and even with the very second draft. But just the way things are with YouTube now, things are so crowded. Everybody's doing the partner route, and so it's really hard to get noticed on YouTube. But we do, since we are building a following here, we would like to post content on there. Whether or not we stick strictly to kind of just re-uploading and putting episodes in larger formats. But we have actually been planning on doing a feature of sorts as a kind of like a big story, to kind of like do things with a very huge spectacle, a lot of effects, to really show what we're really capable of and tell a really, really awesome story. Not going to release too many details at the moment. We're still working out the details ourselves, but we'll definitely keep you posted on that when more details arrive.
For a while now, watches consistently, comments, likes, everything. She's really cool. Sinister Alex. She definitely deserves a shout out. I think.
Oh yeah, of course.
But Sinister Alex, she asked a few questions, but her first question on here is, does Joe actually drink during the episodes, or is that just water and apple juice?
Dave? Now, me personally, I don't drink. I do associate with friends and family members who do drink. It's just something that I personally have never really been interested in doing. Since I turned 21, it's like at first it's kind of like if I did drink, it would be just kind of casually, not going overboard. But at this point, it's like if I haven't drinking at this point, then it's like, it's easier just to say that I don't drink.
Next question again from our girl Sinister Alex. This is a good one. I like this one. When you record in public places, do you when you record in public places, do you get random people asking you what's going on? What's their reaction? What'd you say?
I was gonna say we had a couple of times when we were at Walmart or when we were at Marsh, and we were in front, and I was out ringing the bell. It was before me and Joe met, and people would come out and just stare at me with this like very suspicious look, like you're not even like ringing a bell, dude. I didn't have a bell thing in there, so it just looked really awkward.
I wonder if we should mention the hospital scene.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Let me tell you from my standpoint on the hospital scene. Okay, you guys got literally the best like hopeful reaction we could have hoped for from me standpoint, because we want to do this one time we wanted me to just shout that out, and hopefully I had the best expression, like the best.
You gotta tell them what you said though.
Everything. Like,
remind them what you said.
Yeah, you gotta remind them.
okay, I screamed really loudly. I was like, "Is he dead?" And then, pretty much, that's the one thing you don't want to shout at a hospital. Number one thing.
I want to say I'm really surprised that we haven't gotten someone called on us.
Dude, we gotta go and jinx it. Gotta go and jinx it.
Hey, I'm so surprised that we do this in public places and like public parking lots. Everybody's watching us. I'm just surprised no one stopped and said, "What are you guys doing?" That hasn't happened once, I don't think.
Yeah.
Hey, we've also like even today like we had.
I was just gonna say, even today there's
we
been
had
two.
an officer.
That was one black lady. Like, oh hell no!
Don't mention anything about today's episode.
Hey, she's not in the episode.
As far as like me being in costume and being out in public while I'm shooting, you do get the occasional person doing the double take from their car.
Yeah.
Going, "Woo, Batman!" I'm like, yeah.
Right. You guys will hit me up and be like, "Hey guys, we should come act for a little project," and then I'll be like, "All right, yeah, sure, I'm down." And then they'll be like, "All right, we need you to throw powder on your face and cover it all the way up. You need to be outside."
Are we gonna mention the sacrifices we've had to make for this show?
There is.
Hey, I took a
steam
beating.
tickets,
I took
we
a
got
beating
broken
by
glasses,
Joe.
Yes.
bruised elbows. I cut my elbow on Joe's. Oh, it's gone now. But I cut my
Gus.
elbow on Joe's elbow thingy.
Oh, Gus.
Serious blade. All right.
Not to
Gus,
mention.
hold on. I got punched. I got punched in the nose during one of our fight scenes from Joe, and he had to be teary-eyed.
I
No.
do want to say that there's a lot of empty alcohol bottles in a
Okay.
cabinet.
Okay.
Alright, I'm talking like
Okay.
rows.
There was one episode that came out like a long time ago. We were like in a backwater like business park or something like
Episode
that.
21, I believe.
Joe just like roundhouse kicks me in the back. Perfect C.
Perfect C. I can't see that. Wait. Do it for the camera again because I didn't see the perfect C.
Perfect C.
Hey, hold on.
Like,
I'm gonna
I'm
tell
not.
you what happened with me and Joe. We were like filming. He was like, "All right, we're gonna practice some choreography really quick." And he's like, "I want you to punch me really soft." And I'm like, "Okay." So I punch him. He's like, "All right, I'm gonna do the same thing to you." We start shooting. And he's just like, "Ugh!" And I'm like, "Oh."
Yeah, so some of our fight scenes get pretty intense.
Yeah.
Bill like curb stomped me one time.
You saw us beating up on that one dude that was selling the weapons, right? Straight up, that was real. We were stomping on him. We were kicking him. I mean, this is legit.
If you look at some of the fight scenes that I've been in, the ice bed, it is always like, all right, we'll be like, all right, guys, we're going to take this real easy, but like, we're going to call Rick so we can kick his ass on the scene. We need him on camera so we can just kick his ass. I got my ass kicked in the ice cream truck. I got kicked in the alley on the side of a building or something. So
I got thrown into a toilet. It didn't even make it on camera, at least. All right.
You know, that's so funny. This is probably what the criminals from Batman talks about. Like when they're locked up, like, oh, you got your ass kicked by Batman too? What did you do?
And then that one scene, John especially is really bad about this
They don't know who
because
John
that
is.
dude. Well, the hostage Kenneth Queens. I couldn't remember his name.
The guy who's
That
working
guy-
for Nick.
Kenneth Queens. The guy's name is John. His character Kenneth Queens. That dude doesn't play around, all right. There's one scene in particular where he slaps me. That was legit, and it hurt, and it really, really hurt my feelings. All right. He smacked me so hard I lost my glasses. And you can kind of tell in the episodes. It hurt. It was so real, but I was just like, I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, they might say that this is gonna be real soft and like real gentle, like they're gonna try not to hurt you. But when you get hit by somebody, it hurts like a mother, especially in cold weather. Okay, and I'm talking it is cold out when we shoot.
It's always
It is
cold.
Cold.
I forgot to also mention that weapon we use, that Uzi. That Uzi might not look like an Uzi, but it hurts like an Uzi, all right? I had that thing shoved in my ear at one point, and that thing hurt.
I don't remember that. I don't know my.
Oh, well, that's what we were joking. Like 2 seconds ago. No. It's nothing like that.